Oh, what could possibly go wrong? That's where we're at.
Yep.
I'm in Sydney and Crook and battling through because I'm the hard ass.
Who cares?
Fat
Crook.
Purple in Melbourne, just turning up and taking the check.
Yep.
Bernard in Adelaide getting ready to broadcast. That's where we're at. And there's some stuff to get through here.
Oh, yeah.
There's some stuff to get through. And Purple, as a show and as a brand, we're being humiliated. Let's just put it that way.
Why is that happening, Jim?
Well, because we got to last week, Bernard,
Yep.
and of course we're in Perth.
Oh, no.
Kieran Jack's a legend. Fat didn't recognise him.
We've done that.
Embarrassed him, embarrassed us,
Old
embarrassed
soup.
the show, the brand.
Yeah.
So
the brand.
that's where it's at.
Yeah.
So then we have Charlie Comben join us during the week. Who? And he had this to say about running into Fat with a very famous young kangaroo.
Let me
What
take you
happened?
back to 2023, JB. It was the end of
yes.
the season. The Kangas haven't done too well, so it's the last round. And LDU, myself and George aren't playing, so we linked up with Nick Butler and we went to the Botanical.
Yep.
And had a nice dinner, had a few drinks. Got to about 11 p.m. and we're all out the front. We've called it a night, waiting for our Ubers. Anyway, out stumbles Big Bill. He's doing zigzags. He's walking past us. He locks eyes with me. He looks at me. He looks at Nick, who played a few games for the Cats.
Yeah.
He looks at LDU, Brownlow Fab, and he goes, "Oh, boys, how you going? Good to see you." Like, "Hey, Bill, lovely to meet you, mate. Good to see you." And he's walking past, and we're with George, and he looks to George, who's had a great debut year, mind you.
Yep.
Played a few games, gone hard uphill. And he looks at him and he goes, "And who are you, Cocko?"
Georgie.
So what we're doing here, Bernard, is we're going to put a list together over the journey of people that have come up and said hello to Fat, and he hasn't had a clue who they are.
Jim, we might need three
and the list
teams.
is long.
No, it's
We might
not.
need a ones, a twos, and a threes, I reckon. In Bill's burnt 22.
All right, well, let's
Shut up,
start.
Hutchie.
Let's start with the famous ones because they're all very well known.
No,
but there are
they're well
some.
known.
There are some that are unbelievably famous.
Who?
Like Norm Smith medalists.
Oh.
Like Cyril Rioli, who Fat called Cecil.
You called him Cecil when he
You
came
branded
into the
him
MCG
Cecil.
box for an interview with
It
us.
was fun.
No, you called him Cecil.
Cecil
And then you
said-
didn't know what his name was when he looked at you strangely.
No, I knew it was Cyril.
No, you
Everyone
didn't.
knows Cyril.
Why'd you call him Cecil?
Because it was a bit of fun, and Cecil said
I don't
was
think he's
going
sort
down
of
that
fun, innit?
line.
No,
In fact, he nearly
see any
walked
funny.
out.
You,
I think
didn't
he
know. You didn't know what his name was.
And never done another interview since.
So then,
Lucky he didn't do one with you. You would have put the old... What's it called? Hang on. You would have put Subway subs underneath it. But anyway.
oh no! Oh my God! So then we move into the realm of senior coaches. All right.
Yeah.
And Fat's at the he spends his life at the bot. That's where he runs into all these people he doesn't know. Andrew McQualter comes up and starts having a conversation with him. Doesn't say hello.
Yeah.
Actually, a full-blown conversation.
Yeah.
And then walks away, and Fat had no idea who he was.
I thought he was a jockey fetting.
Bill thought he wanted a photo with him.
I thought he was riding a Flemington or something.
He would have
That's small.
And then he played against Andrew Dunkley, Jim, as we know. And then Josh told us this story a couple of weeks ago where he was talking to someone who he thought was Andrew Dunkley, but was actually Josh's uncle.
Uncle.
Yeah, who had nothing to do with...
Who looks exactly like his
No,
dad.
but not the blood uncle. Not the blood side of the family.
He looked like
From the
him.
mum's side.
Yeah.
And it was bad. There was a strange setup. The whole family, like, we've got to get him back on.
So it's their fault.
do you mean?
It's their fault he wasn't Andrew Dunkley.
No wonder he dropped that ball the other night at the Gabba trying to have a shot at goal.
That's why, was it? Because his
That's
dad
it.
looks like his uncle.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
he-
it. That's
and
it.
he was with his girlfriend.
So then we go to the September Club.
Actually,
We go to the September Club
Oh,
after the grand
don't,
final a couple of
don't.
years ago. Up walks good friend of the show, Connor Nash,
Yes.
and equally good friend of the show, Mitch Lewis.
Yep.
And Fat had no idea who either of them were. They've both been in studio. Is that incorrect?
Mitch is an Assumption boy. So
You even know him from your school.
well, I'm a bit older than him. And you said about Connor Nash, you go, who's that big bastard?
Don't put it on me,
Jim.
Fat.
Jim.
You had no idea
You
who he
said
was.
to me, you're standing next to me, go, who's that big bastard? Good looking bloke. I go, that's that bloke from Hawthorn. Let me have a think. And
No, you didn't.
And Jim, that was a couple of years after in the old studio there in Clarendon Street in South Melbourne when Orazio Fantasia was at the peak of his powers. Came in to do an interview with you and Bill on the rush hour, and Bill actually gave him a $5 and said, mate, can you go get me a coffee? He thought he was the work experience kid.
He did. He thought he was on work experience, an office boy, and Fat told him to go and buy him a coffee.
Played 100 games of footy.
he looked 12, didn't he, Jim? You were there.
He
looked
was young,
12.
but I knew who he was.
No, he come in with an Essendon player, and he sat out the side in the booth. I thought, oh, well, you can get us a coffee, old cock.
Tommy Mitchell is a Brownlow medalist.
Oh,
He's
Tommy
at the bot.
Mitchell as
Fat,
well.
Fat didn't know who he was.
no, Jim, let's be honest. He didn't know who we were.
No, that's true. He didn't know who anyone was at the time, but Fat didn't know who he was.
I did old nude nut.
And you've
He's a fair
promoted the
list.
fact we've got Matty Nicks coming up after the break.
Yeah,
Jim,
what about
what
that?
he just said a few moments ago when Will told us that Matty Nicks is coming on, he goes, what's he do again? He thought he was an assistant coach.
Yeah.
At the Giants. At the Giants. He goes, oh, no,
I thought it was Sydney, you idiot.
Still at Sydney.
So then,
Oh, no, that's enough.
the list keeps going.
No, it
Can't
does
keep
not.
going.
That's
Again,
got to be it.
Are you worried?
Again at the bot, 3-time Premiership Hawk Liam Shields comes up, has a conversation with Fat,
Mate, if Liam Shields
and
walks
then
in here now, I would know who he was.
walked away from him, Bernard, and had to tell someone else that he had a conversation with Fat because Fat didn't know who he was from the start of the conversation to the end.
This can't keep going. I mean, this
If
is
Liam
22.
Shields or whatever his name walked in here now.
Whatever his name is.
Shields.
And he's been a great player. I admired him over the
Two
years.
footy clubs.
But
Where
they
did he play,
look
Bill?
different when they got their footy jumper on and when they haven't. That's fair to say.
Well, also they look different, obviously, when they've got their cricket gear on too, because Nathan McAndrew came up to Fat.
Two-time Shield winner.
Fat's looking at him going, how do I know this bloke is? Fat, what's wrong with you?
no, I'm
This
not
is
right.
22. This is 22.
Yeah,
Film
I've
the
got,
team.
I've got
We've got a
issues.
team.
I've got issues.
And I still reckon your best one, though, was Andrew Dunkley. That's my favourite story.
We've got to
involving-
get him back on for El Dunks and just run through that
Josh or Andrew?
again. Josh,
Josh, right.
because he didn't explain it that
And
well.
blame
You
the
thought
family,
you
Jim.
thought
I
his
like that.
the person he was with was his partner, but it was actually his cousin.
His cousin.
Yeah. And you thought,
They all look they're very tight. They look the same.
Jim, you tell us that you're big nationally, not
Yes, I
just
am.
here in
Yes.
Victoria, and even you tell us too. It's not just the footy states that you're big
No,
in.
everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
Everywhere, yep.
what about this morning when you tried to roll up, or your teammate of Triple M tried to roll up to the studios there in Sydney
Who?
today? Now this is Xander Maguire, Bill.
Xander?
Earlier
Yep.
today on Dead
Yes.
Set Legends, just explaining and maybe reminding people and you, Jim, that you're not as big as you think you are.
Jim.
There was this one woman in here who is not involved in tech whatsoever, and she's done an incredible job to manage to get this stuff all working. She came downstairs to let me in, and she walked up to me and she said, "Oh, JB, welcome to Triple M Sydney."
So, Jim, she thought Xander was you.
Yep. She also branded Xander Xavier when she spoke to me. Are you using the same studio as Xavier? Or so I'm not sure she was across any of the talent on our network, to be brutally honest. Lovely lady, though, and let me in, advised me on the right coffee place to get a coffee. So she's a nice girl.
Yeah.
Just not aware, one of the very few.
Xander.
Tell you
You
what
look
we got.
young, though, Jim. Xander's young.
Yeah, very young.